DeFi Metrics, back with my second weekly report on the state of the on-chain ecosystem, DeFi Metrics, volume, which ecosystems are growing, which are shrinking, and more. Now let's get into it. Jumping right into it, if we look at the homepage of DeFi Llama, then high level, we can see that total value locked in all of DeFi broke $100 billion for the first time since March. Now it's just a nominal milestone, but it does speak to the recent price increases that we've had. And I think actually more significantly, if we're looking at the health of the entire crypto ecosystem, you have the stablecoins market cap increasing substantially. It's up 1.79% in just 7 days to $238.9 billion. And if we zoom out further and look at it, then we can see that since the start of 2024, it's now added about $108 billion to market cap. And in the past year, it's closer to $80 billion in market cap added. And this is pretty significant because stablecoins are one of the few things that people are actually using blockchain technology for that's not based on speculation. Some of them are involved in speculation because they're held on exchanges or they're used to buy crypto, but you can buy crypto directly from fiat at this point. A lot of stablecoins are being used either because people want to find a way to earn yield or because they want access to US dollars because they live in a place where their currency is less stable than the dollar, or they want a cheap, easy way to make cross-border transactions. And stablecoins have really found a product market fit in that arena. And so the higher this goes up, the more people are using it, and it's a sign that more real money is entering the crypto ecosystem. To round out the high-level stats, looking at volumes, then we can see that, zooming in on the weekly, volume has actually been up. So it's nowhere near where it was at its peak in mid-January or in December, but considering how much prices are down, volume is actually holding up pretty well, and a lot of this speaks to the rising dominance of decentralized exchanges. DEX versus SEX dominance is currently 26.52%, which is among the highest times it's ever been, excluding a few weeks here and there. And so what this means basically is that more crypto activity is shifting from CeFi, from centralized finance, over to DeFi. Zooming in to the chain level a little more, there's a few interesting phenomenon happening this week. So the first one that jumped out to me is, despite the fact that ETH actually was doing decently well, its dominance has been shrinking. It's down to 51.33% currently. A week ago, it was also low, around 51.11%. But if you zoom out even to January, when you had Solana, for example, the ecosystem was taking off, Ethereum's dominance of DeFi was higher than it is now. It was around 56% then. So what is driving it to drop to 51%? Well, part of it is in truth the rise of layer 2s. But that's actually, I don't think, the most significant one. Because if you go out here, you look at, for example, Base, which is the largest layer 2 back in January. It was around 2.9%. Then come forward to the present day, it's gained a little bit, 3.3%. But Base really is not the driver, right? Remember, Ethereum's dominance is down by closer to 5%. 5 percentage points, that is. The biggest gainer this week is Bitcoin, which is up to around a 5.84% dominance. However, Bitcoin was also at a similar level if we went back a few months to January. Another area that's been gaining significantly is actually the others category. So you've got Barachain, which didn't exist then, and it's up. You've got Hyperliquid, which is also growing significantly and is not in the top 10, so that's counted in the others category. You've got Sonic, which had this 0 to 1 moment, or it was Phantom, but the new Sonic chain had this 0 to 1 moment. And then you've got Unichain, which is Uniswap's new chain. So I think a big part of the drop in Ethereum mainnet's TVL dominance, its percentage of all TVL, is actually the rise of these new chains. And there's something that's especially significant that I want to point out here. And that is Uniswap and Hyperliquid. I talked about them last week. But what's interesting about these? What's interesting about these two is that now Hyperliquid, both of them do have other applications on it, but they're both chains that are built around a single application. And Hyperliquid L1's case, it's Hyperliquid, the perp DEX. In Unichain's case, it's Uniswap, the DEX. And so in both of these cases, you have an app that has a product market fit, that has users, and then you're building an ecosystem around that app. And for both of them, at least, seeing them, they're both doing well, it is clear that that model at the moment is working. And if I were to look for opportunities right now, then both of these, especially Hyperliquid, would be places that I would look. Moving on to fees. So why are we looking at fees and revenue? By the way, if you don't understand what these metrics mean, fees, revenue, holders revenue, etc., look at my video I made about DeFi Metrics a couple days ago. That goes through everything you need to know about these metrics, what they represent, how to use them, their corresponding metrics in traditional finance, and more. But basically think of them as money that the protocol is making. And so looking at these metrics, I've been focused on this recently because I want, especially with the market being kind of in a uncertain place, even with it picking up a little bit, I want things that that are making money, because it kind of creates a stronger price floor. And I could go through all of these here, but I went ahead and pulled out a few that jumped out to me as having revenue growth or fee growth recently. So first one is Airdrome. Airdrome is the leading decentralized exchange on Base. And even though it's down substantially from its peak, its revenue is down from its peak earlier this year. The market activity has, of course, slowed, and decentralized exchanges are dependent on market activity. You can see it's rebounded significantly from the low in March. From its lowest week of revenue of $825,000, in the most recent week, the revenue was $2.32 million. So that's substantial growth, and shows that it may have broken out of this downward spiral that it was in earlier this year. Another one that jumped out to me was Sky, aka MakerDAO. Now, this is one of the oldest DeFi projects and one of the longest running revenue powerhouses in DeFi. And so looking at this, let's get rid of fees for a second. Just looking at revenue, you can see that barring some ups and downs with market volatility since the start of 2023, this has just had basically a steady revenue growth. And April was actually one of the best months ever. And so that speaks to the fact that they've set up revenue streams that are resilient regardless of any market conditions. And so I think that this, if we were going into a bull market with mass adoption, then Sky has the benefit of having a stable coin, which is USDS, which is one of the fastest growing verticals in the industry. And if we were to go into a bear market, if this recent rally was just a relief rally, then they've proven that they have a business model that can continue to generate revenue even in a down market. And then the final one that jumped out to me was Axiom. Now, this application has had extremely strong fees and revenue growth. From basically, from nothing in January, from literal zero to now, millions of dollars per day. Now, there's no token as far as I can tell right now. If I'm wrong on that, if I missed it in my research, please let me know, because again, these fundamentals look great. They are backed by Y Combinator, however, and going through their website, you can see that they have a points program going on at the moment. So that makes me think that they probably will have a token at some point in the future. And if you like to earn airdrops, if you like to earn points like I do, then you can actually do so on here. You can see you earn them by referring people, by trading, and by quests. And the good thing is they've got strong fundamentals. So airdrops, I think it's not as lucrative as it used to be, but it can still make sense if you find something with strong and growing fundamentals, especially one like this that honestly I feel like is going a little bit under the radar, where not that many people have heard of it. By the way, if you want more on-chain stats like this, check out my newsletter, newsletter.dynamodefi.com, where I send out on-chain analysis, recommended readings, and DeFi farms every single week. For more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, this is Dynamo DeFi.